12. Larry Forrest pleaded guilty in an Onslow County court on Wednesday to second-degree murder, attempted robbery with a dangerous weapon, and armed robbery. Police in North Carolina's capital city have charged 2 men and a 17-year-old in a fatal shooting. Raleigh police say Christopher Bradby, Jaravi Thorpe, and a teenager were charged in the death of Brandon Chavis. You're listening to NCN News.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Doesn't that make you smile? Holidays, football games, soccer games. It's time for barbecue and fried chicken on the go. Enjoy your time and let Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue prepare a party package for you. Eat there if you have the time, quick service, or take home to a family for a fun night. Smile when you hear the jingle and have a good day.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
We've seen a tug of war in North Carolina. The new governor on one side, the General Assembly on the other side, judges playing referee in case after case. To keep up with the latest news on the power struggle in Raleigh, look to Carolina Journal. Available each month as a free newspaper and every day with updated stories at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal is your go-to source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
Robert Mugabe's nearly 4-decade rule over Zimbabwe appears to be coming to an end. The once shrewd and ruthless leader is now confined to his home after a military takeover. People throughout the region are now waiting to see what happens. In South Africa, this woman from Zimbabwe is excited about the change.
Ever since we were born, we have never seen the new president in Zimbabwe. Now what is happening shows that the people of Zimbabwe are fed up with what's happening now. So it's about time that we stand up against that president.
Still no verdict in the bribery trial of Democratic Senator Bob Menendez and a friend who is very wealthy. Jurors have been deliberating for 7 days. WCBS AM reporter Peter Haskell is following the story.
If you're looking to read tea leaves, there are no leaves to read. For the past 2 days, the jury had no communication with the court, meaning there are no clues. Menendez hopes they know a hung jury is acceptable.
The jury has a right at any time to communicate with the judge as to questions or as to the status of their deliberations.
The outgoing chief executive of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, Brad Wilson, will lead a panel created by Governor Roy Cooper to make recommendations on complying with landmark court rulings over public school funding. Most areas of the state have already experienced cold enough temperatures to cause a frost or hard freeze this fall, but that's not the case in localities like Wilmington. If you've planted a fall vegetable garden, Al Height with New Hanover County Cooperative Extension Service tells WWAY News.
Maybe you started a fall garden late with lettuce, or maybe you started some kale, or you've got some young carrots and beets. If you get a really cold, windy time, it might be a good time to use something like a floating row cover or something to protect those young plants, but otherwise they'll be fine.
Mike Rayleigh, NC.
Reaching 10 counties with the best variety of entertainment and information. This is AM 590, the mighty 590, WCAB.
I'm Sherry Preston. As more women come forward to accuse Alabama Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore of sexual misconduct back in the 70s, Moore's attorney is fighting back, trying to discredit the account of at least one of them.
Roy Moore's attorney, Philip Jareggi, is asking a handwriting expert to evaluate Moore's alleged signature in the yearbook of one of his accusers.
I want to ask you, do you think it was written by the same person?
Beverly Young Nelson says Moore pursued her when she was a teenage waitress and one evening sexually assaulted her. Nelson's attorney, Gloria Allred, said her client would testify under oath, and if a hearing takes place, then they would turn over the yearbook. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
2 other women tell the Washington Post they were teenagers and Moore was in his 30s back in the 1970s when he tried to date them. President Trump travels to Capitol Hill this morning to meet with House Republicans, hoping to increase momentum for the House tax bill that'll be voted on later today. That is Democrats blast a move by Senate Republicans to include a repeal of Obamacare's individual mandate in their tax bill.
It's a backdoor attempt to get Trump care back. And the American people don't want Trump care, just like they don't want this bill, which focuses its tax cuts on the wealthy.
That's Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Senate Republicans say their plan will save $300 billion in the deficit and help the middle class. Police have a suspect in mind, but a Tampa neighborhood remains on edge this morning after a string of murders. Police are seeking a man and his surveillance footage that matches the appearance of someone seen in the area of 2 of the 4 killings that have rocked that neighborhood.
The FBI is going door to door after 60-year-old Ronald Felton was murdered. The 4th victim shot to death in the last month, all within a half mile, all walking alone in the dark.
Yeah, I don't sleep at night.
For the people who live in this neighborhood, no reprieve from fear.
ABC's Victor Okendo in Tampa. Mass murderer Charles Manson gravely ill in a California hospital. You're listening to ABC News.
Get the year's best Serta mattress deals right now during the Serta Black Friday event. Don't miss this once-a-year deal on premium luxury and comfort savings. Choose the incredibly comfortable Serta iComfort sleep system and get a free box spring. Or customize your comfort and save up to an incredible $1,200 on a Serta adjustable set. Don't miss the Serta Black Friday event. Our best deals on our best mattresses end soon. Hurry in today. Find your local retailer at sertaretailers.com. Experience Serta Comfort today at America's Mattress and Slumber Kids in Hickory.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. Get free of credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and medical bills. Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, too. Don't go bankrupt. You'll have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Call Total Financial now at 866-844-7344. That's 866-844-7344.
A 5-year-old suffering from hypothermia is found on a train in northern Italy. ABC's Megan Williams reports from Sicily on how it relates to Italy's migrant crisis.
The young migrant boy from Sierra Leone almost died of cold while hiding out on a freight train near the border with Austria. More than 14,000 unaccompanied minors who have made it here to Italy this year alone have escaped from brutal conditions of detention centers in Libya on dangerous boats on the Mediterranean. The discovery of the young child comes as Italy defends itself against condemnation by the UN for its support of the Libyan Coast Guard in keeping migrants from escaping Libya. Megan Williams, ABC News, Catania.
A 500-year-old oil painting of Leonardo da Vinci depicting Jesus Christ holding a crystal orb has just made history.
And the piece is sold.
The painting sold at auction for a record-breaking $450 million last night, double the previous record for any art sold at auction. It is the only Da Vinci in a private collection. The rest are all in museums. Okay, just how far will you go to binge your favorite TV show? A new survey of Netflix users reveals 67% of us will risk embarrassment, awkwardness, and spoilers to watch our favorite shows in public places. Speaking of which, 7% of those surveyed says they have actually watched streaming content in public bathrooms, and a third admit to binging while at work. This is ABC News.
A good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in, and we're excited to announce the MyPillow buy one get one offer is back. Purchase any MyPillow premium bed pillow and get the second bed pillow absolutely free. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the buy one get one free tab, and take advantage of this limited time offer. Use promo code SKY at checkout or call 1-800-635-1825. That's MyPillow.com, click on the buy one get one free tab, use promo code SKY at checkout.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Have you noticed what's going on at Oakland Feed and Seed? Cheapest price in town on propane refills. 20-pound cylinder, $11.99. Forklift cylinder, $17.99. And the 100-pound cylinders, $55.99. Whole corn, $6.99 for the 50-pound bag. 10-10-10 fertilizer, $9.50 for the 50-pound bag. 17-17-17, just $12.50 for the 50-pound bag. Check with Oakland Feed and Seed for all prices. You'll find them the cheapest around. It's a generational thing. Your dad and your dad's dad shopped at Oakland Feed and Seed. Oakland Road, Spindale, locally owned and operated.
Mild temperatures expected for today. Should be a gorgeous day. We'll have plenty of sunshine with high temperatures this afternoon in the low to mid 60s. Tonight into Friday morning, mainly clear skies and on the chilly side. Low temperatures tonight get down into the lower to middle 30s. And then Friday is a little bit cooler for us. We'll still have plenty of sunshine. High temperatures will climb into the upper 50s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Thanks very much, Amy. It looks like we may have a little rain coming our way on Saturday. On Saturday, there's a 30% chance, but the wind's going to be a factor. Wind gusting to 20 miles per hour with the temperature about 61 degrees. And Saturday night, lows around 35 and a 50-50 chance of rain, wind gusting to 21 miles per hour. But that settles off by Sunday. Mostly sunny on Sunday, highs around 53 and light wind. And Monday, a beautiful day Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. So we are going to, Saturday is a little bit iffy right now in terms of how much rain and wind we're going to be getting, but nothing major at all. It's fall of the year, right? And right now we are, according to Peter the meter reader, it's 35 degrees here at WCAB in Rutherfordton. Glad to have you joining us for the wake-up call today. Now I have these death announcements. Dr. Lena Mayberry Enstrom died Monday, November 6th in a local hospital. Celebration of life service will be held in Rutherford County at a later date. She will be laid to rest at Chattanooga National Cemetery. Again, that's Dr. Lena Mayberry, formerly of Isothermal Community College and other educational ventures as well. Mr. Leonard Vernon Cantaloupe Propes, 89 of Golden Valley, died Monday at his residence. The funeral will be conducted at 2 o'clock today at Golden Valley United Methodist Church. The Reverend Kevin Towery will officiate. The body will lie in state 30 minutes prior to the service, and burial will follow in the church cemetery. Washburn Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service is serving the family of Mr. Leonard Vernon Cantaloupe Propes. Shane Mayhem Briscoe, age 53 of Forest City, died Saturday at Hospice House of Rutherford County. The family will receive friends from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Saturday at McMahon's Funeral Home. The memorial service will be at McMahon's Funeral Home Chapel at 12 o'clock on Saturday, with Mike Geddes officiating. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of the arrangements for Shane Mayhem Briscoe. Those are the death announcements we have this morning in-house. Complete information on these and others can be heard today at 11:35, and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on WCAB in Rutherfordton. The Immaculate Conception Catholic Church, Saturday, December the 9th, will be having a Christmas cookie walk, 9 a.m. until 3 o'clock, or until sold out. Come and purchase your Christmas cookies, small size, specialized festival Christmas and ethnic cookies, $8 a pound. They'll also be selling out their famous frozen entrees for the Christmas season. That's the Christmas Cookie Walk, sponsored by the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church in Forest City. Also save this date for the Family Resources of Rutherford County's annual holiday tour, featuring the home of Bill and Leslie Sayer. After numerous requests, Bill and Leslie have offered to once again feature their beautiful home for the holiday tour, sponsored by Family Resources of Rutherford County. That's Saturday, December 2nd, 3 o'clock till 8 o'clock, and Sunday, December 3rd, 1 o'clock until 5 o'clock. And all proceeds benefit the Path Shelter, the Clara Allen Family Center, and Noah's House. Contact 247-1440, extension 1, for more information. That's the always popular Family Resources of Rutherford holiday tour. This holiday tour raise money for Noah's House and some of those other programs that are being offered there. Do such a good job at. So contact him if you'd like to know more information about that holiday tour. Rush Limbaugh Morning Update is up next. Then we'll get to the phones.
Senate Republicans announced that they're adding a measure to their tax bill that would repeal Obamacare's individual mandate. Now, that's potentially a big deal if this passes, and if the House signs off on it, that means Obamacare is basically gutted. Now, President Trump has previously said he's on board to this, but until this week, Senate Republicans were afraid that injecting a political fight over Obamacare would ruin the tax bill's chances. Now, in addition to restoring freedom, including the repeal in the tax bill will free up about $300 million in federal spending, because the government will not have to spend as much on subsidies as people opt out of Obamacare. But it's not a slam dunk. Democrats are 100% opposed to getting rid of the Obamacare mandate, and it only takes 3 GOP senators to stand in the way. Susan Collins is already voicing her concerns that adding the repeal provision will complicate tax reform, and it might stand in the way of a compromise health care bill proposed by Republican Lamar Alexander and Democrat Patty Murray. The question is, after failing to repeal Obamacare many times, why have Republican senators decided to try it now? Well, maybe the Democrat victories in Virginia reminded these guys that elections do indeed have consequences, and so does breaking promises. Thank you, Russians. Say, folks, you often hear me talk about the great deals you'll find at your Mahindra dealer, but they do more than sell tractors and utility vehicles. Mahindra is part of the community, and right now, your Mahindra dealer is ready to help you figure out if you qualify for year-end tax savings from the government. And you'll still enjoy Mahindra discounts, as well as the best limited powertrain warranties. So if you want to take home the toughest tractors and utility vehicles on the planet, or you just need advice on caring for the land that you love, stop by your Mahindra dealer. Say goodbye to the tax man and hello to year-end tax savings with Mahindra, the world's #1 selling tractor. Learn more at MahindraUSA.com.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at East Rutherford Equipment in Ellenboro, or visit EastRutherfordEquipment.com. That's EastRutherfordEquipment.com.
24/7 WCAB AM 590, keeping you informed as well as entertained. Turn it up. AM 590 WCAB Rutherfordton.
Hi, I'm Colonel Greg Gatson, retired Army Colonel and former Garrison Commander of Fort Belvoir and proud U.S. veteran. I know from personal experience that the road to recovery can be difficult. If you've recently filed a VA disability claim and have to attend a VA claim exam, you've likely got questions. Search Compensation and Pension Exam on VA.gov for the answers you need and the benefits you've earned. Your VA claim exam. Know what's next.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs.
This is Gilbert, and I'm here to tell you that Gilbert Talks Taxes is back on the air starting Saturday, November 18th from 8 to 9. Listen to Gilbert Talks Taxes.
One of the hottest things going on in automobile world today is the fuel-efficient Ford Escape from Sisk Family Ford. You get more value for your money with the Ford Escape, and you'll appreciate the comfort and the value in this remarkable automobile. Try one on for comfort today at Sisk Family Ford, and whenever you need top-of-the-line service on any automobile you own, be sure to bring it to the experts at Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Did you know that Rutherford County's largest pediatrics practice has 5 providers to serve the children and youth of this area? And even better, Rutherford Children's Care is welcoming new patients. With 3 physicians and 2 mid-level providers, the group is available to examine, diagnose, and treat patients from birth to age 18. Rutherford Children's Care is conveniently located at 162 Commercial Drive in Forest City, just behind Big Dave's Restaurant. To schedule an appointment, call Rutherford Children's Care at 828-287-9325.
Following the Civil War, 2 brothers, Lee and Fred Freeman, were hired to publish a newspaper out of Fort Kearny, Nebraska. A railroad was being constructed in the area. During construction, the area boomed. When the railroad moved on, taking the workers with it, there was a bust. The Freeman brothers hit on the idea to create a newspaper that would move along with the railroad. So they bought a hand press, type, ink, and paper, and named their newspaper the Frontier Index. They also hired wagons to take them to the next town. As the crews arrived with men anxious to read the latest news, they did a booming business. Merchants were willing to pay outrageous prices for advertising and mark their goods up accordingly. The masthead of the index changed each of the 25 times they moved to a new town. Sometimes the Freeman brothers moved so fast that they outran their supplies. One time they had to print the newspaper on wrapping paper. The index came to an end in Bear River City. A lawless element began arriving in town right along with the railroad workers. The index wrote an editorial stating, "Bear River City has stood enough of the rowdy criminal element." The next day, November 15, 1868, some of the rowdy criminal element grabbed a rope and headed to the tent that headquartered the Index newspaper. The Freeman brothers escaped, but when they returned, nothing remained of the Index but ashes. The lifespan of the Frontier Index was about 2 years, which incidentally was a long time for an Old West frontier newspaper. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Now at 7:16, we want to check out the news from around the county that's been occurring over the past 24 hours or so. And our first stop is with the sheriff, and we'll get a report from him. Sheriff Chris Francis, good morning.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. How are you doing?
I'm ready for the weekend.
Did you bundle up today?
Boy, I did. Yeah, it had to scrape my window also. It's a little icy on the windshield.
I think the weather is in the season now. It's a good thing, though.
I think it's finally made its turn.
Finally has.
It's going to be really, really cold this weekend.
Now, I believe next week for deer hunting season it's going to be quite frightful, but that's what it should be.
Sunday night, lows around 29, so that's pretty cold to me.
But it is, no doubt.
What's on the report today?
Jim, the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 139 calls for service. There have been 10 arrests processed in the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 183. Among those arrested by the Sheriff's Office, Jordan O'Neill Wright, 26-year-old white male Boston, was charged with failure to appear, received a $600 secure bond. Kevin Scott Hull, 39-year-old white male of Ellenboro, was charged with assault on a female and assault with a deadly weapon. We'll see a district court judge for bond. Shalina Humphreys Beck, 44-year-old white female from Rutherford, was charged with failure to appear, received a $20,000 secure bond. Ryan Scott Hanna, 32-year-old white male of Gastonia, was charged with possession of controlled substance in prison, received a $5,000 unsecured bond, but he was taken back to Spindale Prison Unit. Ellis Lynn Hill, 27-year-old white male of Marion, was charged with trespass, received a $1,000 unsecured bond. Lori Ann Hudson, 35-year-old white female of Boston, was charged with failure to appear, received a $3,000 secured bond. Miranda Dotson Owens, 36-year-old white female of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear and resist threat delay, received a $25,000 secured bond. Darrell Andre Mays, 32-year-old white male of Forest City, was charged with felony possession of cocaine, simple possession of Schedule 4, and possession of marijuana, and received an $18,000 secured bond. Among our incidents, we had a breaking and entering Salem Church Road in Boston, an Apple iPad valued at $800 and Dell laptop valued at $200 was taken. We had a larceny on Butler Road in Ellenboro, 2 Moultrie trail cameras valued at $350 and a Mr. Heater propane heater valued at $90 was taken. And we had a larceny on Owen Street in Ellenboro where a debit card was taken. Appeared to be an acquaintance of the victims had taken that card. I believe they've used it outside of the Rutherford County jurisdiction. And Jim, that's what we had to report this time.
All right, Sheriff, I do appreciate that report, and you be safe out there and keep up the good work.
Thank you, and take care.
See you now.
Bye.
Sheriff Chris Francis reporting in this morning from his vantage point. It's 19 minutes after 7 o'clock. Forest City Police are asking for your help to identify 2 assault suspects. Police say the 2 women assaulted a Hardee's employee November the 14th. The women were last seen possibly driving a 4-door Honda Civic. If you have any information on these suspects, please contact Officer Scott Haynes at 245-5555 or 286-2911. 2 suspects apparently assaulted Hardee's employee there in Forest City. They're looking for these 2 women. If you know anything about them, please contact the officials. And Marie has a report for us from 911 Communications Center. Marie, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report?
Okay, in the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office Communications Center processed 56 calls for EMS, 18 for rescue. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Department had 139. Forest City had 54. Lake Lure had 9. Rutherford had 6. Spindale had 51. For fire calls, Ellenboro responded to a structure fire assisted by Ballstick and Cherry Mountain. Hudlow responded to a motor vehicle accident. Rutherford responded to a motor vehicle accident. And SDO responded to 2 motor vehicle accidents. And that's all I have for the morning.
Thanks, Marie. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC.
We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for a city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
Danieltown SDO report is given to us by Ruby Taylor. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
What's on your report down there?
Well, the fire department had 2 calls, and that was 2 vehicle accidents. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Ernestine Davis having a birthday and hope she has a nice day today. And the signs are in the secrets today and tomorrow, and that's all I've got, Jim.
Thanks very much, Ruby. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Danieltown. 2 wrecks. You may be surprised how much Christmas shopping you could get done at Washburn Store. Washburn Store. In addition to the candies like coconut bonbons and orange slices and chocolate-covered peanuts and some other different kinds of candy. It's fresh candy. It's not stored in the back every year. It's brought out fresh. They bought fresh every year. Package up there for you. But they've got a pretty good selection of some things you could enjoy giving for Christmas. Why don't you visit? If it's been a while since you've been there, why don't you visit over there and look around and see if what I'm telling you is not the truth. Washburn Store, our historically significant store here in Rutherford County, on the Bostic Sunshine Highway, between Bostic and Sunshine, you'll find them ready and able and friendly people to help you. And Homer's up next from the Rumling Ball area with our report today. Homer, you doing okay?
Doing okay. How about y'all?
Yes, sir. Doing great. Tell us what's going on up there.
Not a whole lot. Kind of quiet. Got pretty clear skies. Looking pretty good up here. We'll start with the temperature. Looks like it was about 46 midnight. 41 currently. No rain. Like I said, we don't have a whole lot going on up here this week. I am going to announce, we got one announcement. The Bells Creek Community Center is having their turkey supper Saturday, November 18th at 4 o'clock. Looks like it's $12 per adults, $5 per children, 11 and under. And that's Saturday, November 18th. Other than that, it's pretty quiet up here in the mountains. Not a lot going on right now.
Well, I hope you enjoy it and stay safe up there and keep us posted on what might be developing, and we'll see you next time.
We certainly will. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're being kind today to Warren and Sandra Toms. They had an anniversary yesterday, so we're being kind to them today. You know, when you need a plumber, you want someone with a reputation of getting right out to you and getting the job done for you the right way. That'll be Olmsted Plumbing. Since 1973, the Olmsted family has been serving homeowners and builders with the best of service. From unclogging a drain to replacing fixtures and appliances to remodeling jobs, their top quality work, fair prices, and punctual service has made them the area's leading plumbing firm. Eric and Chad are continuing that family tradition, and they'd like to serve you. Call 245-7302. Experience plus equipment equals excellence. Olmsted Plumbing at 245-7302. Well, you can contact Miracle Ear for interesting sound facts about what might be best for you. Maybe one ear, both ears, whatever the case may be. You may not be ready for it, but that free hearing test would sure let you know and give you some comfort if you're not quite yet there. But if you are there, don't delay it any longer, because it's frustrating, I know, for you when you can't be a part of the conversation and you start dwindling back and leaving yourself isolated. That's not good. So if you're beginning to experience some hearing loss, contact Lisa Terry at Miracle Ear and do that pre-hearing test and find out for sure. And if you have questions, she'll be happy to answer those questions, no obligation whatsoever. You'll find her in the Forest City office at 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102, in the same building there with Southern Carpet. And over in Shelby, she's on Dixon Boulevard, East Dixon Boulevard. But either place, contact her and set up a time and let her talk with you and answer your questions. And get started real soon with better hearing. There's a lot of sound facts associated with the miracles in Miracle Ear. Now we're checking in with Bob Hodge. He's over in the Hudlow Volunteer Fire District with our report today. Bob, good morning.
Well, good Thursday morning.
This week's getting going, Bob.
Yeah, we got a cool start this morning, too, there.
Yes, sir.
So, but it's making them leaves fall off, and it's there. Well,
boy.
They're getting off of the trees pretty fast now.
Yep.
And the next day or two, when the wind blows, there'll probably be a lot of them blowing off, and maybe we'll get them up where we can clean them up a little bit.
Yeah, I suspect by this weekend, if people go leaf looking, they'll start having to look on the ground. That's where they're going to be.
That's right. They'll be on the ground instead of on the trees there. Well, Jim, up there with the fire department doing tonight, we answered a couple of medical calls and had one vehicle accident call on Lincoln Road. And that's about it so far with the fire department. And maybe things will stay pretty quiet up here with us today. And look like we're going to have a pretty nice day there.
Yeah, I think so.
And look like we're going to have a colder weekend, though, so another cold front coming through, so we'll have to throw another log on the fire by Sunday morning.
Yeah, folks don't have firewood. They need to start gathering some. If they burn burn fire, they need to get that fireplace wood set up. It's going to be cold.
That's right. I like backing up to a good fire there.
It does feel good, doesn't it?
It feels good, don't it? Well, Jim, you take care and have a good day.
Thanks, Bob. I hope you do too, and I'll check back with you next time.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
27 now past 7 o'clock here at WCAB in Rutherford. Tomorrow night's a big night in high school football. East will be broadcasting the Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy Griffons game. They'll be playing Elks down at Avondale on the field there at Thomas Jefferson. It should be a good game. Number 3 seeded Thomas Jefferson will be going up against number 6 seeded Elks. And depending on if Thomas Jefferson wins, where they go next, depending on who wins the other game, who plays, it's just a little complicated there in the process of who goes where and when. But we'll wait until this game is over Friday night and see how victorious Thomas Jefferson is. We'll be there broadcasting that game from Avondale, and we hope you'll go out and support the team in person if you possibly can, and listen to it on the radio if not. And UNC had a good night last night, 93-81 over Bucknell.
Your car only needs one place to prepare for the cooler months ahead. RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue, Ruth. RS Express Inspection Station can get you back on the road and keep you legal. RS Speedy Lube Station has 2 lanes to get you in and out in no time. They carry wiper blades and will rotate your tires. Complete car care altogether, including transmission flush and car wash. Count on Chris and his team to take care of all your car needs. Make it your first stop. RS Speedy Lube Service Center, Railroad Avenue in Ruth.
Now we'll check on the fire district at Cherry Mountain, North Carolina, US of A. Sue Price is there to give us a report. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
You doing well?
I am. Hope you are.
Yes.
Good. It's a nice day. Got the sun coming up. I had started out at 34. It's up to 36 now. So, and the sun's out. So it'll be a nice day today, maybe. And let's see, the fire department assisted another department on a fire, and I don't have any birthdays on my calendar for today, nothing on my church calendar or my personal calendar. And Fairview doesn't have anything for today. First Broad's got a birthday for David Owen, so I hope David will have a good day, and hope anybody that's celebrating a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day today. And in my announcements, the annual Community Thanksgiving service will be held at the Wilson Baptist Church this year, and it starts at 7 o'clock. So all you churches that are involved in this, or everybody's welcome to come out for this Thanksgiving service. And so far, I think that's the only announcement I have. It's just quiet and calm over this way, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Thanks very much, Sue. I appreciate that, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 7:30.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style of furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Stop into Save-A-Lot Grocery and save big money every day. Choose from a variety of name brand merchandise at incredible low prices. Save big on fresh meats, vegetables, pastries, frozen foods, deli items, and so much more. They are located in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. That's Save-A-Lot Grocery Store in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale.
Now we're stopping up at Union Mills to get the Kelly report, and Miss Brenda is reporting in today. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this cold Thursday morning?
I tell you, I'm trying my best to stay warm.
I know. It got cold, didn't it?
It did.
I was looking at Asheville's weather report earlier this morning, and we're 10 degrees colder than they are.
Really?
Yeah. They had 46, and it was 35 at Far City. I mean, they had 45, and it was 35 at Far City.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So, but I've got 30 degrees on the front porch, and I went out to check it this morning. I thought, brr.
We're 35 right now here at WCAB country.
Yeah.
But I had to scrape my windshield this morning. I had ice on it. My windshield
wouldn't do it,
so I had to scrape it. I'll have to keep that in mind and try to leave a little earlier next time.
There you go. It's getting that time of the year, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah. But it's time for it, so that's okay. Thanksgiving's a week from today, and it's supposed to be cold, ain't it?
Yes.
Looking forward to all that good eating?
I am looking forward to it.
Yeah.
My New York,
any of your family coming in?
My New York Yankee family's coming in Saturday.
Oh, won't you be on top of the world?
Yeah, they're coming in for the next week. They'll be here for Thanksgiving this year, but not at Christmas. They're going to his family Christmas this year. They've been here every year for Christmas, so they thought it might be fair to stay at his folks for Christmas. And his dad is getting up in age too, and Julian was maybe afraid he wouldn't be around next Christmas, so they're going to stay up there Christmas, coming out here for Thanksgiving.
Well, that's good. At least you'll get to spend one holiday with them.
Yeah.
That's okay, yeah. Okay, then. That sounds good.
Yeah, we're happy to have them come in.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Birthdays today, I've got Zach Stanley and Deborah Stewart. I don't have any on Rand Hill, so we hope all these people have a great old big day. And in ways of announcements, Gilkey School Community Center on November the 17th is going to have a free health fair. That'll be from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Then Pictures with Santa, Saturday, November the 25th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., no cost. They'll have refreshments, and the children can make a Christmas ornament. Then the Gilkey School Community Center is going to have a turkey shoot November the 25th, 10 a.m. until. Bring your gun. They will furnish ammo. For more information, call Dale Smith at 287-4120 or Harry Deaton at 429-9075. And then we've got the Union Mills Presbyterian Church will have a Thanksgiving dinner. That'll be Friday the 17th at the church. It starts at 6 p.m. and it's free to all, and everyone's welcome. Then Saturday the 18th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This will be at Morganton Craft Show, be at Collette Street Recreation Center in Morganton, upstairs in gym. And then Mount Olivet Baptist Church Youth Fundraiser, Yard and Bake Sale, November the 18th, 7 a.m. until. This will be at the church on Mount Olivet Church Road in Ellenburg. And I think that's all the announcements I got.
Well, I'm saving you one of those Tar Heel calendars. They finally got here.
Oh, you got them? Good.
Yeah, finally got here.
Who won that game last night? I didn't.
Tar Heels.
Didn't they play? Huh?
Tar Heels.
Did he?
Yep.
Yay!
93.81.
It was what?
93.81.
Oh, that was pretty good, yeah. I was going to listen to it, and I've not been sleeping good, and so I went to bed real early.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
I did
and
too.
I got up and turned on the TV this morning, but I never did catch it. I said, that's all right. When I turn on WCAB, I'll find out what it was.
Absolutely, absolutely. I went to sleep early last night too, but I sat up in the recliner when I went to sleep.
Well, I went to bed, but I got up at 2:30. I woke up. Well, I woke up before then. Finally, I got up. It was actually about 15 after 2. I was wide awake, and I sat down in the recliner, and I dozed off and on. And I finally thought, well, this ain't getting it. But, of course, I built a fire because it was, I think it was like 63 or 64 in here. So I built a fire, got it to going.
Yep. I was watching Matlock, and I don't know how it turned out, but I know Matlock always wins his cases, so I'm sure he won.
You don't have to worry about that, do you?
Yeah, I know Matlock's going to win. Him and Perry Mason are always going to win.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. But that's all I know of so far today. I don't know of nothing else. So.
All righty. Well, you enjoy your day up there and stay warm, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, catch you later.
Thanks, Brenda. That's the Kelly Report from Union Mills this morning. That's now 7:37. We're being kind of worrying, and Sandra Toms, they had an anniversary yesterday, and we're expecting to get up to about 63 for a daytime high and mostly sunny skies. It's looking pretty good out there right now. It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304. And we're traveling over to Ellenboro, just east of here, and talk with the man about town to get some news from there. Luther Gilligan in Ellenboro this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, you two. It's a nice day down here this morning.
It's a beautiful day.
It is. Sun's up. I'm up. It's warming up. It's 40 degrees now.
Hey, all right.
Well, it was 38 earlier. At 6 o'clock, 38 degrees.
Well, when you got up, started moving around, it warmed things up.
And that's it. All them bones are rubbing together. But it's a good day. Well, yeah, see, yesterday's a fairly active day. Everybody looked pretty busy yesterday. You see, they had one appliance fire, one structure fire, one illegal burn, 4 medical calls, and it had to go back on the structure fire rekindled up again. So I went back last night. Wet it down again. But things are quiet this morning. Maybe they'll stay that way. And we just looking forward to Saturday night now. Big time down here Saturday, 6:30 out here at the schoolhouse. We'll be having the annual Fiddlers Convention out there. That started at 6:30 Saturday evening, sure. We'll be down there. They said, well, we birthday day too. They said Natalie Rock is having one, and Nathan Klein's having a birthday day. So hope they have a great day and enjoy their day. And Jim, nothing else going down here. You have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Luther, I appreciate you. Thank you, and you stay in touch with us, and I'll see you next time.
All right, take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Well, it's time for birthdays and anniversaries for the 16th of November. If you're one of the lucky ones that was born on this date or married on this date, call us, and we'll put you in the drawing for the Daylight Donuts from Granny V's. 287-3356 is the phone number, and we've cleared the lines for you. birthdays and anniversaries. 287-3356, and we'll see who's going to win those Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in just a few moments. You can call now. You know how much difference it makes your home look when you've got brand new carpet or floor covering down? It can really add the tremendous amount to the appearance and tremendous amount to your value. Why don't you do something about maybe doing something about your floors? Been down there a long time, beginning to wear out, beginning to show its age? Well, talk with Southern Carpet, and they can walk you through the process of finding out what's best for you and your budget. That Tarkett flooring is absolutely beautiful and resilient. They have a wide range of flooring products at Southern Carpet for you to choose from, and you can find out more by just stopping by over there at 1512 West Main Street, Forest City, and see what's there available for you. One room or 20 rooms, doesn't matter. You get personalized service each and every time with Southern Carpet. Again, that's 1512 West Main Street, Forest City, and you can visit them on the web at southerncarpet.net.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Perfect day. Well, happy anniversary to Warren and Sandra Toms. It's their anniversary yesterday. We'll be in kind to them today, so we want to wish them a happy anniversary. Also celebrating today include nice folks like Jenny Medford, 103. Yes, who lives over at Alexander Mills, 103. Congratulations to Jenny Medford. Susan Elliott over in Forest City is having a birthday. Zach Stanley celebrating. Sylvia Brandel also is having a birthday today. And on the 16th, Deborah Stewart is celebrating a birthday today. Larry Hutchins is 65 today, so congratulations and happy birthday. Now we'll see who's going to win those Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in just a moment.
Brown, who died in 1993, was an American actress whose career spanned almost 70 years. She eventually garnered the nickname the First Lady of the American Theater. Miss Hayes once said that her mother drew a distinction between achievement and success. Achievement is the knowledge that you have studied and worked hard and done the best that is in you. Success is being praised by others. While being praised by others is nice, it is not as important or satisfying as achievement. Her mother went on to say, "Always aim for achievement and forget about success." Words I have spoken to my sons repeatedly are, do the right things long enough, and good things will happen. Rather than worrying about how I will look, focus on doing the right things. Paul the Apostle said, if you focus on generous sowing, you will reap a harvest, a generous harvest. And in another place, he put great emphasis on preparing oneself to be recognized as a qualified workman. You cannot guarantee how successful you will be, but you can prepare. You can study. You can get ready to do the work that God has called you to do. And after you've done all that you can do, then leave the results with God. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living. Scripts for these programs are sold in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS.
And we also want to wish Jeremy Gardner a happy birthday, 27, I believe, today. Wish him a happy birthday today. It's now 7:46. Let's find out who's going to win the donuts.
Yes.
And it looks like it's Susan Elliott of Forest City. Susan Elliott, our winner today. Congratulations, Susan. We'll have that certificate over here for you to stop by and pick up. And I know you'll enjoy those donuts, even the holes. You'll enjoy those as well. Now, let's see. Susan Elliott, our winner today. We're being kind of warning Sandra Tom's anniversary yesterday. We got Dr. Bob coming in this morning at 8:35, holding office hours, taking your questions on what's ailing you and what might you do about it naturally. Living healthy naturally. Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Anecdotes program coming up here in about 45 minutes. Meanwhile, enjoy some of the music from the memory lane.
My love, the days are colder, so let me take your hand and lead you through a snow-white land. Oh, 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 oh. My love, the year is older, so let me hold you tight and while away this winter night. Oh, oh. I see the firelight in your eyes. Come kiss me now before it dies. We'll find a winter world of love, 'cause love is warmer in December. My darling, stay here in my arms till the summer comes along. And in our winter world of love, you see we always will remember that as the snow lay on the ground, we found our winter world of love. Because the nights are longer, we'll have the time to say such tender things before each day. Oh, 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 oh. And then when love is stronger, perhaps you'll give your heart and promise me we'll never part. Oh, no. And at the end of every year, I'll be so glad to have you near. We'll find a winter world of love, for love is warmer in December. My darling, stay here in my arms till the summer comes. Still alright. Still
Little music from the memory bank this morning as we bridge our way right into the next level of news on WCAB's Morning Report, North Carolina News, and ABC National News.
NCN News. I'm Mike Riley. President Trump has not weighed in on the controversy surrounding the Alabama U.S. Senate race and candidate Roy Moore, a Republican who is accused of sexual misconduct with underage and teen girls. CBS News correspondent Dean Reynolds reports someone in the president's inner circle has commented.
The president's daughter and White House advisor Ivanka Trump said she has no reason to doubt Moore's accusers, one of whom says she was 14 when he tried to seduce her. Ivanka Trump went on to say there is a special place in hell for people who prey on children.
1 second is how long it takes to put a new lock in place at Central Elementary School in Iredell County in the event of an active shooter. It's a pilot program the school could expand. It costs $10,000 to install locks on 56 doors at the school, and Stacy Campbell and her parent-teacher organization raised that money in 2 weeks. She tells WSOC News,
one of the hardest parts as a mother is dropping your children off at school.
A North Carolina woman has been charged with hitting and robbing an 81-year-old man. Alamance County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer Randy Jones says that 54-year-old Barbara Michelle Small of Snow Camp was arrested on a probation violation. More of us are heading out for Thanksgiving. CBS's Chris Van Cleve reports.
AAA is projecting nearly 51 million Americans will travel 50 miles or more away from home this Thanksgiving. That's a 3.3% increase over last year, and it is the highest Thanksgiving travel volume since 2005.
The outgoing chief executive of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, Brad Wilson, will lead a panel created by Governor Roy Cooper to make recommendations on complying with landmark court rulings over public school funding. Cooper also named education, business, nonprofit, and government leaders to the commission. You're listening to NCN News.
This is Brian Geisinger from the ACC Sports Journal. Here's what we have at ACCSports.com today. After a busy weekend in the ACC football calendar, stop by ACC Sports to see all the latest news and notes from around the league as we break down Saturday night's showdown between Notre Dame and Miami. With basketball season about to fire up, make sure you have your 2017-2018 ACC Basketball Preview Magazine from the ACC Sports Journal. You can order your copy online at accsports.com. And if you've missed a recent episode of The David Glenn Show, you can catch all of DG's interviews with the best from around the ACC, including Grayson Allen and Mike Krzyzewski of Duke, Roy Williams of UNC, and Kevin Keats of NC State at the David Glenn tab. For the latest news on the Blue Devils, Demon Deacons, Tar Heels, Wolfpack, and of course the rest of the ACC, make sure to check out accsports.com. This has been the ACC Sports Report. I'm Brian Geisinger.
Astronomers are excited about a new planet discovered 11 light years from Earth.
It's called Ross 28b, about the size of the Earth, and at 11 light years away, it's the second closest planet found outside our solar system, with surface temperatures potentially similar to ours. That makes it close to what astronomers call a Goldilocks planet, where conditions may be just right for extraterrestrial life. Its year lasts just 10 days because of its orbit, so close to its star, but unlike our sun, that star is a red dwarf star that's cool.
There was only one way out of London's Grenfell Tower as it burned in June. 223 people came out and survived, but many didn't. CBS's Larry Miller has more on that story.
After 5 months of painstaking forensic work, the final death toll of the Grenfell Tower fire has been put at 71. The blaze began as an electrical fault on a lower floor and then engulfed the 24-story West London apartment building. Some victims were nearly incinerated. Scotland Yard Commander Stuart Cundy.
I honestly thought it was likely we would not find everybody who had died.
Today, Grenfell Tower stands as a blackened, burned-out monolith.
An old photo purchased for $10 at a Nashville flea market is potentially worth millions. Historians and forensic experts verify that the old picture, bought in 2011 by Arden resident Frank Abrams, a lawyer and self-proclaimed history buff, is of Billy the Kid standing with Pat Garrett, the Lincoln County sheriff made famous for killing him.
It's incredible. 5 trips across the country. Forensic experts, professors have looked at it. Others have looked at it, and I'm just ecstatic. I consider myself one of the luckiest people in the world. To find this is quite a privilege.
The East Carolina University College of Business has received a $2 million commitment that will allow students in various fields to collaborate for innovation and entrepreneurship. Mike Rayleigh.
Get your message to the thousands. Call the WCAB Sales Department today at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Senate candidate Roy Moore remains defiant as calls grow for him to drop out of the race, and as Moore accusers step forward alleging sexual misconduct.
Additional women coming forward saying Roy Moore sexually assaulted or badgered them when they worked at the local mall in Gadsden, Alabama. We spoke with accuser Becky Gray, who says Moore would keep asking her out and would linger by the mall bathrooms. She was 22 at the time, but she remembers parents dropping off their 12, 13, and 14-year-olds and Moore hanging out at the mall. She thought it was just really creepy.
ABC's Tom Yamas in Birmingham. President Trump is heading to Capitol Hill today to make a final pitch to House Republicans ahead of a vote on the GOP tax reform plan later today.
President Trump will travel down Pennsylvania Avenue this morning for a rare appearance on Capitol Hill. Trump will make a pitch to House Republicans who are expected to vote later today on his version of the GOP tax plan. Leaders believe they have the votes, but some members are concerned the plan might be overpromising on the savings for an average family of 4. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, the White House.
Republicans are feeling the time crunch on tax reform, as ABC's Mary Bruce reports.
There simply isn't a lot of time left if they want to get this done by the end of the year. I've talked to at least one Senate Republican who says they should stay in town through the next week's Thanksgiving holiday, saying he's willing to have a cold turkey sandwich and some leftovers if it means making progress on tax reform.
Police say a serial killer remains on the loose in Tampa, Florida. Police releasing surveillance video to help identify a suspect accused of terrorizing a neighborhood.
The new video was released as the FBI and police are going door to door in this Florida neighborhood on edge. They're desperate to find this killer they believe may be linked to 4 separate murders in just 5 weeks. Authorities believe that the suspect might be hiding out locally. The reward money now up to $91,000. One resident told me that he thought this was over, but after the most recent murder, he's left reliving this nightmare all over again. Victor Okendo, ABC News, Tampa.
You're listening to ABC News.
So, what would you do with an extra $500 a month in your budget? $500 bucks. This isn't hypothetical, by the way. This is something you may need to think about very soon if you decide to become a member of MediShare. Medishare is a way to pay for your health care, and typically it costs $500 less per month for a family versus other health care plans. So seriously, think about this. You could pay off loans, pay down a mortgage, save the money for retirement, donate to charity. That would be a big deal. But you know what? Here's the best thing. Medishare works. It has 250,000 members, and it's growing fast. With Medishare, not only do you save, you don't have to pay for things you don't believe in either, and that is a beautiful thing too. So here's how you can find out more, and you might actually wind up saving even more than $500 a month. So check into it. Here's the number. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. Now available in Montana. Call 877-26-BIBLE.
For the first time in nearly half a century, Wilbert Jones of Louisiana is waking up a free man.
The laughter comes easily for Wilbert Jones and family members who stood by him after his aggravated rape conviction and his 45 years in confinement. Now he'll live with those relatives after a judge overturned his conviction, saying prosecutors withheld crucial evidence that he was not the right suspect. The Innocence Project says there are many other convicts doing time for crimes they did not commit.
ABC's Jim Ryan. It's being hailed as a major medical breakthrough. For the first time ever, scientists have detected the degenerative brain disease CTE in a living patient. Before now, CTE was only diagnosed through an autopsy. Researchers believe the discovery could be the key in finding a cure for the disease. An Earth-like planet has been found. Could it support life? Here's ABC's Dave Packer.
Scientists are calling it Ross 128b. The planet's about the size of the Earth and was found orbiting a red dwarf star, smaller than our own sun. But since the planet is much closer to its cooler sun than we are to ours, scientists from the European Southern Observatory say the planet could be just the right temperature to be conducive to life. It's 11 light years away, about 70,000 times as far away as the sun. And if that sounds far, well, just wait. Scientists say it's moving closer and could be Earth's closest stellar neighbor in about 79,000 years. Dave Packer, ABC News.
This is ABC News.
When you sleep better, you run farther, lift harder, bike longer. But to sleep better, you need a beauty rest. It's equipment for high-performance sleep. For a limited time, get a free box spring or $1,000 off a Beauty Rest Smart Motion base with the purchase of select mattresses during Beauty Rest's Upgrade Your Sleep sale. Find a retailer at beautyrestretailers.com. Get your beauty rest at Tyson Furniture Company, Inc. in Black Mountain.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Stop in today at the Jesse James Railroad Express. They're located right out here at 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. They offer delicious breakfast bagels, muffins, Davis donuts, sausage biscuits, egg and cheese biscuits, or the new sausage, egg, and cheese donut. Enjoy all the express burgers, the new Frisco, Outlaw, or Pimento cheeseburgers. They offer various sandwiches, croissants, and soups, hot dogs, and fresh salads. And now, wait for this, introducing the grilled Hershey sandwich. Yeah, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 447-4644, the Jesse James Railroad Express, Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Make your stop out there today.
Mild temperatures expected for today. Should be a gorgeous day. We'll have plenty of sunshine with high temperatures this afternoon in the low to mid 60s. Tonight into Friday morning, mainly clear skies and on the chilly side. Low temperatures tonight get down into the lower to middle 30s. And then Friday is a little bit cooler for us. We'll still have plenty of sunshine. High temperatures will climb into the upper 50s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist.
Well, the only day that looks like it might be a little wet is Saturday, and there is a 30% chance of showers on Saturday, and then at nighttime a 50-50 chance. And the wind's going to be a factor, gusting to 21 miles per hour on Saturday night and 20 miles per hour on Saturday. Now, after that, overnight, it's going to clear up. It's going to be mostly sunny on Sunday, highs around 51. Monday, 54, 58 on Tuesday, 57 on Wednesday. And the night times are going to be a little cool, too. It's going to be below freezing. Tonight, we're going to be at 34, and then 39 on Friday night. Saturday night, it drops down to 21. Let's see, no, wait a minute. 39 with wind gusting to 21 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear, lows around 29. 30 overnight on Monday night, and 36 on Tuesday night. But pretty good weather. Overall, it's a beautiful kind of weather, beautiful time of year for the beautiful weather. Leaves are falling on the ground. brisk air in the mornings, a little frost out there. A great time of the year to be thinking about the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas time coming up. It's going to be a cool winter time, it sounds like. Right now, 37 degrees. Congratulations to Susan Elliott. Susan Elliott won the Daylight Donuts this morning from Grady B's, and we're being kind of Warren and Sandra Toms. It's their anniversary yesterday. And we're happy to recognize them. We do have, looks like the only dates open for the Be Kind to is Saturday the 25th and Saturday the 25th, Friday the 24th, and Saturday the 25th. Those 2 dates, the only dates open left this month. So if either of those days, Friday or Saturday, day after Thanksgiving or Saturday after Thanksgiving, call us down. We'll flag those for you, and it'll be kind to you or your special friend those days. Dr. Bob's in at 8:35 this morning. His program, Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Anecdotes. You can start calling your questions in if you'd like to do that. Also, I have my last 3 tickets. I ended up with 3 instead of a pair. I don't know how that happened. Must have given somebody an extra one or something. I don't know. But anyway, I got 3 tickets left to the Southern Christmas Show, which ends on Sunday. You got this weekend to go. And I'd like for you to have them if you want to go. We've had a lot of folks trying to get them. And we'll figure out in just a few moments which phone call to make. But I'll let you know in a few minutes how you can win those final 3 tickets that I've got left for the Christmas show in Charlotte. Right now, though, let's see if we can help these folks.
The Grace of God Rescue Mission will again be serving a free Thanksgiving dinner for needy people in our community. If you know of a less fortunate person or family that needs a meal, please invite them to come to the mission to eat on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, starting at 11 a.m. For just $5, you can help provide one of these dinners or one of the more than 43,000 meals that the mission will be providing next year. Or your gift can help provide safe shelter, Christian guidance, and other vital services to the less fortunate. The Women's Homeless Shelter, Gail's House, the Men's Homeless Shelter, Grace Acres, evening meal for any needy person 7 nights a week, the 6-month in-house substance abuse program called Scott's Center of Hope. Hungry, hurting, and homeless people need your help. Please mail the most generous gift today. The Grace of God Rescue Mission, Post Office Box 212, Forest City, North Carolina, 28043. Thank you, and God bless.
There are plenty of drugstores around here, but not all of them offer the personal customer service that's offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team know waiting in long lines is not what you want to do when you're waiting on a prescription to be filled. They understand your need for prompt and accurate service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore. And if you haven't yet gotten your flu shot, be sure to go by the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Give them a call at 287-7117 and set up a good time for you to come by and get yours. That's 287-7117, or stop by Medicine Box of Rutherfordton for your flu shot. They're in the Napa Building, Charlotte Road, Rutherfordton. Are you looking for an internal medicine physician in Rutherford County who has open appointments right now? The great news is that Chase Family Care is welcoming new patients today, led by Dr. Russell Stewart and Greg Goodman. Chase Family Care can work with you to manage chronic disease, to treat illnesses, or to assist in developing a health and wellness plan that meets your needs. They are conveniently located at 1269 Highway 221A near Forest City and Caroline. Trust Chase Family Care to give you personal attention with a small-town friendly touch. Call 828-657-5371 for an appointment.
How does a year of free internet with Northland sound? Like staying up to date with social media.
That's right, family. I'm bringing this message to you. Free.
Or streaming all of your favorite movies.
Oh, John, I do love you.
Enter to win free internet from Northland by signing up for Northland's best offer of the year. Call 1-888-NORTHLAND or visit getnorthland.com to sign up today. Limited time offer. Must be at least 18 years or older to enter. Additional restrictions and conditions apply. See getnorthland.com/offers for details.
Well, tomorrow I'm going to bring Summer to you during this time period, or 8:35 tomorrow. Summer McMahon, the lead vocalist for Mountain Faith Band, is going to be here with me in the Blue Room studio tomorrow. They'll be performing this weekend over at the Foundation. Mountain Faith Band along with Sadie Robertson. But Summer is going to be here with me. She may bring the Mountain Faith Band with her. I'm not sure just yet, but she will certainly be here to talk to us tomorrow morning. We've had her on in the past, but we'll bring her live and live in color right here. Summer is coming tomorrow here in the Blue Room. Well, I got 3 tickets in my hand to the Southern Christmas Show. I'll give you a chance to win those. These are all I've got. These are all I got. Don't have no more. They're running out, and the show's running out on Sunday. So if you can, and by the way, if you have won tickets and you cannot go, we realize you're not going to be able to go, and we have a holding, let us know. Call us, let us know you're not going, and we'll give them away to somebody else because there's still a lot of people that like to have these free tickets. So right now I'm going to ask you to be caller number 11. Caller number 11, 287-3356. Caller number 11, you got my last 3 tickets to the Southern Christmas Show. Caller number 11. Right now, let's look at some stories from here and there. The big story here for Rutherford County, and we're happy to congratulate, along with others, that our own Dr. Janet Mason has been named Superintendent of the Year for North Carolina. That's right, Dr. Janet Mason, Superintendent of the Year. A Rutherford County native, educated in Rutherford County school system, and a career educator, administrator in Rutherford County, was named the 2018 A. Craig Phillips North Carolina Superintendent of the Year at an awards presentation and reception held Tuesday night at the Joseph F. Corey Convention Center in Greensboro. Dr. Janet Mason, Superintendent of Rutherford County Schools, who was joined at the prestigious awards ceremony Tuesday night by her family and members of the Board of Education, said Wednesday afternoon, "I am overwhelmed. This makes me extremely proud to be the superintendent of Rutherford County Schools, and one of the things I thought about Tuesday night was this gives us a great opportunity to put a spotlight on the Rutherford County Schools and the different things that are happening in the system." So congratulations again to Dr. Janet Mason, one of our own. Grew up right here, schooled right here, and now is Superintendent of the Year for North Carolina. Our applause goes out to Dr. Mason. Other news from here and there this morning: 2 vehicle accident Wednesday afternoon. One person was transported to Rutherford Regional Medical Center Wednesday afternoon due to a motor vehicle accident involving a motorcycle and an automobile. Responding to the scene was Rutherford Fire and Rescue, North Carolina State Highway Patrol, Rutherford County Emergency Medical Services, and Hickory Nut Gorge Emergency Medical Services and Rescue. Don't have any details on anything else other than that, but perhaps we'll have more on that tomorrow. Well, congratulations to Peggy Sinclair. Peggy Sinclair was the winner of the tickets this morning. Peggy, congratulations. We've got those tickets for you right here. Stop by and claim those tickets and enjoy the show this weekend. Peggy Sinclair, our winner today. Other news from here and there this morning. Forest City Police are asking for your help to identify 2 assault suspects. Police say the 2 women assaulted a Hardee's employee November the 14th. That would have been back on Tuesday. The women were last seen possibly driving a 4-door Honda Civic. If you have any information on these suspects, know who they are, or heard them talk about it, know something about it, please contact Officer Scott Haynes at 245-5555 or 286-2911, or contact any police officer and they can help you get that information to the right source. Meanwhile, a 23-year-old teacher at a high school in Concord was arrested Wednesday morning after allegedly having an inappropriate relationship with a male student at the school. Concord police said Catherine Ross Rodenauer, a teacher at Cox Mill High School, was engaged in a consensual relationship with a 17-year-old student. She was taken before a Cabarrus County magistrate and charged with 2 counts of indecent liberties with a student. Police were notified of the alleged relationship Monday, and a statement from the department. According to the school's website, Rodenauer was the junior varsity cheerleading head coach, reported the Observer's news partner WBTV. A spokesperson with Cabarrus County Schools told WBTV that Rodenauer resigned from the school district on Tuesday. She was no longer listed as a staff member Wednesday afternoon. Liberty University lists her as a 2016 graduate with a bachelor's degree in family and consumer science. Rodenauer started working for the district in August of 2016 as a family and consumer science teacher at the high school, according to WBTV. Well, the gunman, California gunman who killed 4, wounded 10, grew up in North Carolina, according to this news release from WNCN in Raleigh. He was a troubled person, according to the report. The family of Kevin Neal, the man who killed 4 people and wounded 10 in a shooting in Northern California Tuesday, only found out about the shooting when the Associated Press called them. the family told CBS North Carolina's Lauren Havlin. As of Wednesday morning, the family have still not been contacted by police in California. A family member said they say they have reached out to police but have not had their calls returned. The Associated Press called Neil's mother, Ann, on Tuesday night in regards to the shooting, but she thought it was about the past crimes. Family member said the Associated Press broke this news about the Rampage shooting to the mother of the man authorities say was the shooter. According to the Associated Press, Neil was out on bail for a charge of stabbing a neighbor, had been the object of complaints from neighbors who said he had been firing off hundreds of rounds of ammunition and had been the subject of a domestic violence call the day before the attack. Yet Kevin Neal was still walking the streets and able to use semi-automatic rifle and 2 handguns Tuesday to shoot 14 people, killing 4 in 7 different locations across his rural community, including an elementary school, before he died in a shootout with the police. According to the Associated Press, it's not yet clear what the terms of Neal's bail were and whether he would have been allowed to possess and fire the weapons on his property at the end of the dirt road in Rancho Tehama Reserve, nor did sheriff's officials give details on the domestic violence call, but he was out there walking the streets, ended up shooting and killing people, and the family say he was a troubled individual. The gunman's sister, Sheridan Orr, told the Associated Press her brother had struggled with mental illness throughout his life and at times had a violent temper. She said Neal had no business owning firearms. Neal's mother told the Associated Press her son, who is a marijuana grower, was in a long-running dispute with neighbors he believed were cooking methamphetamine. She said she posted his $160,000 bail and spent $10,000 on a lawyer after he was arrested in January for stabbing a neighbor. Neal's mother said the neighbor was slightly cut after Neal grabbed a steak knife out of the hand of the neighbor who was threatening him with it. She wept as she told the Associated Press she spoke to Neal on the phone on Monday. And she said he told her, "Mom, it's all over now. I have done everything I could do, and I am fighting against everyone who lives in this area." She said Neal apologized to her during their brief conversation. She thought for all the money she had spent on him, saying he was on a cliff, and the people around him were trying to execute him. So they sad situation. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. Hey, are you the youngest member of your family? Are you the youngest sibling? According to this news story from WFLA, if you're the youngest of your family crew, you're in luck. The youngest ones are born to be millionaires, according to this report. I don't know about that. Researchers at UK universities explain the Born to Rebel study suggest youngest siblings are more likely to be exploratory, unconventional, and tolerant of risks. 6,300 British people with a various number of siblings were a part of the data study. The study claims in a family with 2 or 3 siblings, the youngest was almost twice as likely to be an entrepreneur and become their own boss. We must keep in mind, though, the go-get-em spirit doesn't always translate into lots of cash. But if it did, the youngest sibling has the best chance because they are the ones most likely to throw their hat in the ring. So basically, according to science, the youngest of the bunch does become the most successful. Well, there you go. There was a study about something every day, isn't there? Yep. All right, we got the sheriff's report. Recorded earlier from Chris Francis, our sheriff, and we'll have that coming up right now. Sheriff?
Jim, the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 139 calls for service. There have been 10 arrests processed in the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 183. Among those arrested by the Sheriff's Office, Jordan O'Neill Wright, 26-year-old white male Boston, was charged with failure to appear, received a $600 secure bond. Kevin Scott Hull, 39-year-old white male of Ellenboro, was charged with assault on a female and assault with a deadly weapon. We'll see a district court judge for bond. Shalina Humphreys Beck, 44-year-old white female from Rutherford, was charged with failure to appear, received a $20,000 secure bond. Ryan Scott Hanna, 32-year-old white male of Gastonia, was charged with possession of controlled substance in prison, received a $5,000 unsecured bond, but he was taken back to Spindale Prison Unit. Ellis Lynn Hill, 27-year-old white male Marion, was charged with trespass, received a $1,000 unsecured bond. Lori Ann Hudson, 35-year-old white female of Boston, was charged with failure to appear, received a $3,000 secured bond. Miranda Dotson Owens, 36-year-old white female of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear and resist threat delay, received a $25,000 secured bond. Darrell Andre Mays, 32-year-old white male of Forest City, was charged with felony possession of cocaine, simple possession of Schedule 4, and possession of marijuana, and received an $18,000 secured bond. Among our incidents, we had a breaking and entering Salem Church Road in Boston. An Apple iPad valued $800 and Dell laptop valued $200 was taken. We had a larceny on Butler Road in Ellenboro. 2 Moultrie trail cameras valued $350 and a Mr. Heater propane heater valued $90 was taken. And we had a larceny on Orange Street in Ellenboro where a debit card was taken. Appeared to be an acquaintance of the victims had taken that card. I believe they've used it outside of the Rutherford County jurisdiction. And Jim, that's what we had to report this time.
It is the first anniversary of the election of our president, and a celebration is in order for all Americans. Unlike the prior 4 wimpish, empty suits who were president in name only, we finally elected a man to do a man's job. Just for starters, President Trump has declared that this is a Christian nation and promotes Christianity on a daily basis. He defeated Hillary and the Democrat machine and has pulverized the press. These are major accomplishments that are making America great now. The economy and job market is the best in years, and tax cuts are coming, and that is only in 9 months. The Republican Trumpsters have exposed the Democrat tricksters to the point where it is impossible for them to retreat. Court should be their next stop. Good has won out over evil. Now let's celebrate with prayers for this great nation, for President Trump and his family. We have a bold leader that will make God's word stronger by being Christian correct, not politically correct, and President Trump, with God's help and ours, it will happen. Paid for by Ken Staggs.
24/7 WCAB AM 590, keeping you informed as well as entertained. Turn it up. AM 590 WCAB Rutherfordton.
Hang around, we have a sports update coming next from the mighty 590. Then following that, Dr. Bob's in the Blue Room holding office hours, taking your questions about living healthy naturally. All right here, exclusively, WCAB Rutherfordton. My name's Bishop. Jim Bishop.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Roy Williams picked up his 400th win as a coach of North Carolina, but he almost saw it slip away as the Heels blew most of an early 16-point lead against Bucknell in the on-campus round of the PK 80. Late in the second half, the Bison cut the lead to 4. With 6.5 minutes to go, the Tar Heels scored 9 straight and held on. 93-81 the final. Luke May led Carolina with 20 points.
They were a good team. They shoot the ball really well, coming off 2 tough losses and really coming in here aggressive. I thought we battled. The team got down to a 1-point game, but we really did a good job of handling that adversity and pushed the lead there at the end.
Theo Pinson backed up Luke May with 19 points, and Joel Berry returned to the court last night. The Final Four most outstanding player had been out since breaking a bone in his right hand. He made his first shot, a three-pointer, but missed his next 10. He finished 1 of 11 with 8 points and 6 assists. Roy Williams says it wasn't all that bad.
I thought he was really good. I halfway expected that from the shooting, but when he made that first one, I thought maybe I was going to be wrong. Played 30 minutes. I'm mad at myself that I played him that much, to be honest with you, but tough kid.
Other games around the state last night, Radford beat East Carolina, UT Martin topped NC Central, and UNC Greensboro decimated Wesleyan, while UCF edged Gardner-Webb, and Western Carolina dominated Hiawassee 76-57. On the pro court, LeBron James scored 31 points, and the Cavaliers beat the Hornets 115-107. The Hurricanes have made strides after breaking a 4-game losing streak. The Canes have at least 1 point in their last 4 games. They've won 3 and lost 1 in overtime. They look to keep the points coming tonight in New York against the Islanders. Head coach Bill Peters on the improved play of late.
It's gotten better every segment, right? We're getting closer and closer every time we take the ice, and I think guys are getting more comfortable with the way we play. The guys that are new to the system, there's a higher level of trust, so now we start playing some teams in the East and some teams specifically in our division.
Puck drop between the Hurricanes and Islanders from the Barclays Center tonight at 7. This is NCN Sports.
Hello, North Carolina. Geico presents things that'll make you feel good.
Dolphins give each other names. Those squeaks and clicks might be dolphin for.
Hey, Tom, come check this out.
Something else to make you feel good. Geico's been offering great savings and service for over 75 years and has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. And that satisfying coverage isn't just for your car. The Geico Insurance Agency can help you insure your home, apartment, and condo. And Geico offers motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance. You know what else will make you feel good? It rains diamonds on Jupiter due to extreme atmospheric pressure, thus really making it rain. And Geico is the second largest auto insurer in the country, so breathe easy. We've got your back. Plus, you might be able to save even more money because Geico could help you find savings like military or federal discounts. And Geico offers emergency roadside service.
So, North Carolina, contact Geico online at geico.com. You'll feel better after you do.
Cleveland Indians ace Corey Kluber has won his second American League Cy Young Award after picking up 28 of 30 first-place votes from the Baseball Writers Association of America. Kluber led the majors with a 2.25 ERA and tied for the Major League lead with 18 victories. Washington Nationals pitcher Max Scherzer is the National League Cy Young Award winner for the second straight year after going 16-6 with a 2.51 ERA and a league-best 268 strikeouts in 31 starts. Scherzer had 27 of the 30 first-place votes and easily outdistanced Dodgers ace Clayton Kershaw in the balloting by the Baseball Writers Association. The UCLA basketball players accused of shoplifting in China have been suspended indefinitely. LiAngelo Ball, Jalen Hill, and Cody Riley admitted to the crime and apologized Wednesday, hours after returning from China. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Boo. Say boo to the flu. This is Lauren with Smith's Drugs in downtown Forest City. Make sure the flu doesn't come and get you. Be prepared with a flu immunization, which you can get Monday through Friday from Smith's Drugs in downtown Forest City. It's no cost with most insurances.
Truex.
Glad he's healthy and healing up, and he's going to be back to be able to join us again at the racetrack pretty soon.
And
all he's done for us here, the races that he's drove his heart out.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of people that say mean stuff and like to fight on there.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309, 800-398-8309, 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309. For the first time since he decided to get into NASCAR back in 2005, team owner Barney Visser has a serious chance to win a Monster Energy Cup Series championship with his Furniture Row Racing and driver Martin Truex Jr. Unfortunately, a recent heart attack has Visser resting at home, and he won't make it to Homestead.
We'll be there in spirit. He's a huge part of this team, and everybody's got him on their mind, as the weekend goes on, as we're doing our jobs, and we know we wouldn't be here without him. So he means a ton to us, and we're going to try to go get this one for him.
And Truex is very grateful Visser hired him in 2014.
I feel like we've come so far together in just 4 years. It's really amazing. So just thankful and, glad he's healthy and healing up, and he's going to be back to be able to join us again at the racetrack pretty soon. He's in good spirits, and he said he's got very strong veins and a lot of determination, and he'll be back soon.
A golf coach from a Cambridge, Wisconsin high school has resigned after sending racially insensitive tweets directed at Bubba Wallace, who next season is going to become the first full-time African-American driver on the Cup Series since 1971. The TV ratings for Phoenix were down about 9%, the audience averaging over 3.5 million, and even though he didn't hire him to come back to his team in 2018, the coach, Joe Gibbs, hopes a the good ride somehow pops up for Matt Kenseth after last Sunday's victory.
To see him get it for his future and for his great family that he has, just wishing him, man, I hope this does great things for him.
Drivers, start your engine!
NASCAR speeds to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Pennzoil 400 and a triple header showdown.
Green flag waves and we're underway.
Tickets are going fast.
Keselowski uses the high line.
Great seats starting at $59 and kids pay just $10.
4 wide getting into turn 3.
Call 800-644-4444 or select your seats at lvms.com.
Truex will get the edge.
Plan now for the NASCAR triple header. March 2nd through 4th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Following his win in Phoenix, Matt Kenseth was unaware legendary driver Mario Andretti had tweeted if he had a NASCAR team, he'd hire Kenseth.
I do not check social media. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of people that say mean stuff and like to fight on there. So somebody told me anyway. Yeah, that's really neat, but I think he'd probably be crazy to own a race team, right, Coach? I mean, one thing coaches always told me is the drivers are the ones who got it the best, and I can't really argue with them on that one.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass, brought to you by Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
When you're looking for a new bike, don't settle for second best, and that's precisely why you want a Honda. And the best place to get your off-road bike, your street bike, four-wheelers, dirt bike, or your new all-terrain vehicles, they got it all. It's E&H Honda in Alexander Mills. The Honda quality and style has been the big seller over these many years. The name E&H Honda has been the place to go for over 25 years because people expect the best from them. For personal hometown service and experience, stop by 122 Blanton Circle, Alexander Mills, Forest City. That's E&H Honda.
Mild temperatures expected for today. Should be a gorgeous day. We'll have plenty of sunshine with high temperatures this afternoon in the low to mid 60s. Tonight into Friday morning, mainly clear skies and on the chilly side. Low temperatures tonight get down into the lower to middle 30s. And then Friday is a little bit cooler for us. We'll still have plenty of sunshine. High temperatures will climb into the upper 50s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Thanks very much, Amy. It already is turning out to be a beautiful day. It's up to 41. Now we're climbing up to 63 and mostly sunny today. Toward the weekend, let's look at that. Friday night football. Friday night is perfect. Partly cloudy, lows around 39, light wind. Then on Saturday, there is a chance of rain, scattered showers, and some wind gusting on Saturday night to about 21 miles per hour. Mostly sunny on Sunday, with highs around 53. Beautiful fall-like weather here in the foothills. The leaves are falling on the ground. Fallen leaves drip by my window and all that good stuff. Tomorrow, remember, I've got Summer McMahon in the studio with me. She's the lead singer for the Mountain Faith Band, and they'll be performing at the Foundation on Saturday night. She's coming by here tomorrow morning and talk with us here in the Blue Room. Right now, though, we've got Dr. Bob coming up. The following program, Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Anecdotes, is paid for by Dr. Bob Crummy. The opinions expressed on this program by Dr. Crummy are not necessarily those of the owner and staff of WCAB. You are invited to call your questions in live now to Dr. Bob at 287-3356. And now live in the studio, here is Dr. Bob Crummy. Good morning, Dr. Bob.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. It's great to be with you again in the beautiful Blue Room at WCAB.
It's always a pleasure having you holding office hours here to take questions from our listeners. We've had some call in already, but if you listening this morning have never had an opportunity to ask Dr. Bob a question, it's a good time to call yours in to us at 287-3356. And if you want to go on the air with him, sometimes he'll have a follow-up question. If you want to go on there, just tell Todd I'd like to talk with Dr. Bob, and he'll put you right through back here to the Blue Room, and we'll be off and running. Dr. Bob, it's a beautiful day.
Beautiful day, and I feel wonderful.
Good. Ready for some questions?
Ready.
We've got about 3 here already this morning. One of them is, I feel like I may have early signs of a melanoma. How can I tell, and what should I do about it?
Well, now, melanoma is usually a tumor on the skin somewhere, or right under it, so you can see it. There's a black salve you can buy, which is really good for it. Or also, if you think it's just a little skin tumor, a melanoma, some are very, very benign, some are very, very dangerous to have, malignant, very, very malignant. Now, there are a lot of things you can do and take for it, and it's a matter of, one thing to do is consult a alternative medicine doctor. But generally speaking, the dermatologist handles it real well just by cutting the tumor off. Usually melanomas are just in one place. You take it off, and that's the end of the story. On the other hand, now, I've had several melanomas on my head, and I had the first 2 or 3 cut off, and then I got tired of the surgeon taking a lot of meat off my head and thought it was taking too much. And so I basically, since I learned about Dr. Brommer's peppermint soap, any kind of skin lesion I get, and you can see I have one right now, and I don't know where that came from. It's just between my nose and my lip, and I've been just putting a drop of Dr. Brommer's peppermint soap on it. Now, it would be better now, it would look better if I did that every hour, but I don't. I end up doing it maybe twice a day and this sort of thing. The more frequently you do it and put something on like that, but the main thing you have to do is just let somebody look at it at first. Where is it? You know, that kind of thing. When melanomas metastasize, they can get in your bloodstream and just go all over your body. When I was in medical school, one of the autopsies we did, the fellow had his melanomas had metastasized, and he had just big black clumps of cancerous cells all throughout his body. But there are 2 or 3 good things you can take. One is something called laetrile. Laetrile has been noted to be good for almost any kind of tumor. And also there are 8 herbs that are antioxidants, but they're also anti-carcinogenic. And they are in a tea called Essiac tea, E-S-S-I-A-C. And they come in a capsule, big kind of gel capsule, and you can take 1, 2, 3, or 10 a day if you want to. But by taking those, you know, since melanoma is a cancer, you know, it's going to have a healthy effect. It's either going to slow it down or get rid of it. So Dr. Brommer's peppermint soap, and the others. Also, I started thinking about this guy. You know, I talked about it. I think the place is called the Bamboo Hut, and the Bamboo Hut now is 252 Charlotte Road, and that guy does nothing but make herbal teas, and I understand it's really good. I haven't gone by to see him and to talk to him and this sort of thing. I've been reading a lot more about the different herbal teas, and some people are just in love with herbal teas. You know, like you can get Essiac tea if you want to. You don't have to take it in a capsule form. You can take it in a just as a tea.
I remember you used to come in and you'd have an aloe vera leaf on your head.
Yes.
was that for melanoma or what?
Well, that was for what's that little thing called when you get little blisters in an area? It's from the same thing that causes fever blisters. Oh, yeah. Herpes. So that's from a herpes virus, and it works like a charm. Now, the nice thing about something like aloe vera is it's an herb, and it is so good that it's not only good for one thing, it's good for a dozen things. And I just finished rereading again the book by Jack Dreyfus. An amazing miracle drug has been overlooked, and he writes about phenytoin being overlooked because phenytoin, the trade name for it was Dilantin, came out for epilepsy, for seizures. But the bottom line was once the doctors started using it and becoming aware of it, it cured a dozen things, a dozen serious things, you know, and especially anything associated with brain problems. But it never got notoriety or publicity about that. And Dreyfus started taking some because he had a strange kind of depression. It's sort of like he felt like his brain was out of balance all the time. And as soon as he started on phenytoin, boom, just in one day, he said, hey, this thing has straightened me out. And he put a lot of his own money into research to see what it did. And basically, they said what it does is brings the electrical balance back to the brain. It brings the electrical balance back between cells in the brain. And every cell in our body puts off a magnetic field, and it brings that balance back too. And if your magnetic field gets out of balance, if your electrical charges get out of balance, something like phenytoin will put them back in balance. And this is something you have to go to the doctor and get a prescription, but it's a pretty safe drug, and I don't know why it's not just sold over the counter. But there are other things too, like aloe vera will do that. You know, I've had people to take aloe vera for let's say stomach ulcers, you know, because we've talked about aloe vera juice curing everything from your mouth to your anus. Well, it does that, but it also does other things too. Like somebody might have severe arthritis, and they'll say, hey, for the first time, my arthritis is gone since I've been taking this aloe vera, you know, since I've been drinking it. And you can take it in the gel form, or, you know, the liquid, the whatever, the form that you and I drink every day.
Another question, a lady says when she lays down in the bed at night, she gets cramps in her toes. What might be causing those cramps?
Well, I tell you what most people use for it, you know, it's kind of like maybe she's not exercised in the area enough, you know, and maybe she just simply needs to soak her feet in something warm, soak your feet in Epsom salts, elevate your legs more, things like that. And the symptom will go away. When people talk about symptoms like that, most of the time you can have a dozen studies done. You'll never figure out what's causing it, and then it goes away just like it came, and you never figure out what made it go away. Most of the people I talk with regarding things like this, I'll suggest that they take a tablespoon of raw honey and a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in a cup of warm water, and if they'll drink that twice a day, they won't have those kinds of episodes. Now, also, there's nothing like a good washing your feet real good in Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap, drying it off, and then putting a little bit of virgin olive oil on it, elevating it. You can even put a pair of socks on to keep your feet warm if you want to.
Next question, what causes vertigo and what can be done to help it?
Well, it can be caused by a lot of things, and most of the time people think of a lack of copper or a lack of zinc or a lack of magnesium, and you can actually get a pill with all three of those things, copper, zinc, and magnesium in them, and take it on a regular basis, and most of the time that will go away, get better. I guess it can be caused by a lot of things, anything from an electrolyte imbalance to I'm not getting enough potassium in my system, or I'm not getting enough of vitamin D, or I'm not getting enough magnesium. You know, and it's interesting as I read about this stuff, I have a hard time because they talk about 70% of Americans being lacking in that, you know, and if you're lacking in something like that, you can have basically any symptom at all, you know, anything from depression or just agitation, irritability, you know, loss of libido. It can interfere with some of the hormonal chemical reactions in your body. Another thing, that there's certain herbs that really help. And it's kind of like when people have things and you can't figure out what it is, whether it's a numbness or a tingling in their feet to muscle cramps to just feeling agitated, if they'll take things like curcumin. Curcumin is a fantastic herb that will cure almost anything you get or help bring balance back to your body. Yellow root, another name for yellow root in the health food store is golden seal. You can get echinacea and golden seal together, and generally speaking, any kind of ailment you've got, you're going to feel better, whether it's a cold, a sore throat, or whatever. Oregano is fantastic, as is garlic. And both of those are fantastic because they function as antibiotics. They will kill fungus, bacteria, and viruses in your system. Plus, they bring balance back to the cardiovascular system. People, you know, their heart beats better, the blood flows better, those kinds of things. And of course, as we get older, the things we really need to do is, I think everybody over 60 needs to be on a coenzyme Q10. And that makes a big difference, you know. I take it every day. I take a capsule of hawthorn berry, which is supposed to be real good for blood pressure and for circulation and cardiovascular things, and also 100 milligrams of coenzyme Q10. And it's interesting because if I don't take that, I have more problems, you know, and the problems I have are things like if I walk, let's say a block, I find myself getting winded, getting tired, having a little bit of chest pain, having some ankle edema, things like that. And most of us have those kinds of things. Now, one thing that helps that too is losing weight. And I'm struggling with that. I've been struggling for, for 10 years now, but the struggle gets a little better as I get wiser.
Next question is, what is the best multivitamin to boost metabolism?
Well, actually, because of the standards, you know, in American production of vitamins and minerals, almost any vitamin and mineral you get, and they have a little thing of approval, like USPA approval or something like that, is fantastic. They have everything in it, you know. And so just sort of read the label of what you get, or you can ask the pharmacist. But what I've found is the more things it has in it, the better it is. And it doesn't matter if it's inexpensive or expensive, it can have exactly the same things in it. And if you'll start taking it, and most of the time people will take a multivitamin tablet, so they'll take it twice a day, and they'll take it before they eat something or 2 hours after they eat something, you know. And it generally makes a big difference. They don't have to take a nap during the day, for instance, or they feel perkier, you know, or they have more energy at the end of the day. They don't feel blah, apathetic, and this sort of thing. And their libido starts coming back, too. There's something called DHEA that you can take for that. And basically, it just boosts your whole system, you know. And there's also another herb I wanted to mention, alpha-lipoic acid. Alpha-lipoic acid is a fantastic herb or hormone, and basically what it does is it makes every chemical reaction in the human body work better.
Alpha-lipoic acid.
Alpha-lipoic acid. And it's very inexpensive, too. You can get it at health food stores. Any health food store will have it. In fact, any drugstore will have it. You know, the drugstores now, in fact, the grocery stores, I know Ingles has a good one. They have 4 or 5 shelves that just have nothing but vitamins, minerals, herbs, things like that on it, you know, and just read the label there, and you can always ask the pharmacist, hey, what's good for headaches, or what's good for this, or what's good for that, you know, and they generally pretty much know.
Yeah. What's milk thistle good for?
What?
Milk thistle.
Milk thistle is great for purging your liver. Any kind of, and we need to do this. I was reading something like the liver has something like 1,300 chemical reactions that it's responsible for during the day. 1,300 chemical reactions that organ does. It actually filters out our blood, and it takes all the waste products out, all the poisons out, all the toxins out, puts them in our gallbladder, then in our GI tract, and we poop them out. Or they stay in our blood. They go back through our blood, and the kidney filters them out, and we urinate them out. The other thing, we actually sweat them out. You get in the sauna. I've started getting in the sauna more, and you stay in the sauna about 30 minutes a day, and you're going to have a better day. Your body's going to be healthier, and believe it or not, the heat is just like the garlic. It kills bacteria, viruses, and fungus. And so all those things are very, very helpful.
I love that sauna. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I do too. And I've just started it recently. In fact, I'm getting out of the steam room now and getting into the sauna, and it's a lot more pleasant for me.
I like that steam room pretty good too. I like to sit there and sweat for about 5 minutes.
Well, you're a better man than I am. I can only take about 3 minutes of it, and I have to get out.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. That's the last question we've had called in, but I know you always come with a whole lot of information for us. We've got about 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you some interesting facts, and I don't want to upset people too much, and so it's a matter of, you know, this is something that you don't learn from the doctors, but the doctors kind of know this. 2 out of 3 patients who have chemotherapy and or radiation die within the first 5 years. Now, they don't tell you, they don't go on to a 7-year thing, because it's kind of like almost all of them would be dead with that. But it's amazing how many people nowadays are getting cancer, and it's amazing that they can take, you know, like in medicine, the orthodox medicine still sells you big on chemotherapy and on radiation therapy, and they kill cancer cells, the tumor shrinks, but also, boy, it harms your immune system. And you have a harder time fighting any kind of infection. And it's kind of like, you know, you get the feeling better or whatever after the chemo or the radiation. But then what happens is you're more receptive to getting infections and from having, you know, getting pneumonia, getting urinary tract infections, things like that. It is interesting, and they sure don't tell you that. You know, it's interesting if you go and talk to somebody who's giving chemotherapy. Very often they don't use the word cure. They just says it shrinks the tumor and it'll disappear, and you know whatever and stuff. But it almost always comes back.
A lot of people I know are getting good results from having knee replacement. You're fond of that kind of?
No, I'm not, I tell you why. Because I've read a lot of the studies, and believe it or not, occupational therapy, physical therapy is fantastic for things like that. Aquarobics is fantastic for things like that. When you exercise in the water, you can rebuild your muscle strength without putting too much stress on things. And almost all the time, the physical therapy, if you'll stick with it, let's say for 3 to 6 months, and you know the physical therapist teaches you what to do, these exercises do, and now if you'll do them on a regular basis, then what happens is you get your strength back and you're able to walk and this sort of thing. The people that I've talked with, what they've done is they've started an exercise program, they've bought themselves a knee brace, and they get any knee brace from any of the big stores, and they wear the knee brace during the day. They take it off at night. Sometimes they'll even elevate their knee or their foot or whatever it happens to be. And sure enough, after a while, that goes away. Now, most of the people I know, and this is unfortunate, they complain of pain after the surgery. And then the doctors put them on an opioid. And that's why you hear about all this opioid stuff now. And they become addicted to the opioid. And basically speaking, as long as they have access to the opioids 2 or 3 a day, you know, they function well. But they get to the point that they have to have it. And if you want to get rid of it, if you want to shake that addiction, you almost have to be hospitalized or institutionalized somewhere. In other words, they have to lock you up somewhere so you can't get it. And then with a little bit of therapy and not being able to get it. But the other thing is, it's amazing what these herbs will do if you'll take them on a regular basis altogether. Like basically speaking, clove spice, clove powder is an analgesic, and it works very, very well. Also, things like kava kava, which is good for agitation and anxiety, has some analgesic effects. That means it helps the pain go away, and so does valerian root. And it's just a matter of taking them properly. I have a lot of problems, and I used to think it was from my football playing days. I used my head like a battering ram, you know, I was a fullback, and I started having pains, my shoulders, my elbows, and I thought, well, I'm just going to have to deal with this the rest of my life. But what I found out now, and especially with these herbs, and that is, I'll start taking, well, my right shoulder particularly gives me a hard time, but if I'll take, let's say, 3 herbs rather than 1, or 3 tablets rather than 1 tablet, it makes all the difference in the world. Like my shoulder stops hurting. Well, you know, when I go for a while without those herbs, the pain kind of comes back. But so I'm right now I'm always in the process of taking something to relieve something, but it's always an herb and it always works well.
Bob, our time has come and gone for another Thursday program. Now, next week we will not be here. It'll be Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
We're going to take the day off and just play a lot of good music. So we'll have a lot to be thankful for.
Sounds like a good idea, but if you change your mind, give me a call.
All right. We'll be back on the 30th of November.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Have a great day and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, Jim.
See you tomorrow, folks. And again, tomorrow my guest is going to be Summer McMahon with Mountain Faith Band. She'll be right here live in the studio with me now. We'll join North Carolina News already in progress.
Oppose a monument, or at very least recommended it to be relocated elsewhere. Derek Shepard said the location of the soldier is a danger.
A towering armed soldier dedicated to white supremacy and placed permanently in the middle of campus creates a hostile environment for our students, of color and should be removed to a historical museum.
A Kernersville man was arrested in Osceola County, Florida after an investigation by the Kernersville Police Department. Michael Todd Pegram was charged with several offenses. The outgoing chief executive of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, Brad Wilson, will lead a panel created by Governor Roy Cooper to make recommendations on complying with landmark court rulings over public school funding. You're listening to NCN News.
This is Brian Geisinger from the ACC Sports Journal. Here's what we have at ACCSports.com today. After a busy weekend in the ACC football calendar, stop by ACC Sports to see all the latest news and notes from around the league as we break down Saturday night's showdown between Notre Dame and Miami. With basketball season about to fire up, make sure you have your 2017-2018 ACC Basketball Preview Magazine from the ACC Sports Journal. You can order your copy online at ACCSports.com. And if you've missed a recent episode of The David Glenn Show, you can catch all of DG's interviews with the best from around the ACC, including Grayson Allen and Mike Krzyzewski of Duke, Roy Williams of UNC, and Kevin Keats of NC State at the David Glenn tab. For the latest news on the Blue Devils, Demon Deacons, Tar Heels, Wolfpack, and of course the rest of the ACC, make sure to check out ACCSports.com. This has been the ACC Sports Report. I'm Brian Geisinger.
A just-released study looks at how new in-car technology is taking our eyes off the road. CBS News correspondent Charlie Rose has the story.
The Consumer Report focuses on infotainment systems, including touch systems. Acura, Cadillac, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, and Volvo are all rated as having the most distracting systems. 8 other car makers, including Ford, GM, and Fiat Chrysler, are rated as having the least distracting.
A former Marine has pleaded guilty to charges